Hey, what's up, guys? It's Noah Conley here.
And Bryson Spear.
And welcome to the Noah Conley and Bryson Show, the only show with funny jokes, 14-year-olds pretending to be deep, and awesome wooden swords.
You better believe it.
Now, today I've seen a couple YouTubers make videos on this subject, and I thought it was something really fun. By the way, as you can probably tell, we are heavily inspired by Rhett and Link's Good Mythical Morning. Go check out that show. It's a really fun one.
Yeah.
So I've seen a couple YouTubers, including the Odd Ones Out, awesome animator, make videos on this subject, and I thought we should probably too, because I have a feeling there's going to be some hilarious stories. I know mine is hilarious. Mm-hmm. So the story is things that scared you as a kid, be it a TV show, a movie, a particular episode of a TV show, that sort of thing. The thing doesn't necessarily have to be scary. It doesn't have to be classified as horror. It just has to be, something that scared you personally. Like, a lot of people are scared of a lot of different things. I'm terrified of roller coasters.
Nerd.
Oh, whatever. So, okay, so I'm gonna go first, and then I'm sure Bryson has something very entertaining of something that scared him as a kid. So when I was I'm gonna say 7 or 8, because that's probably the age when I saw this movie for the first time. I was a big fan of just chilling on the couch, chilling in my bed as a kid, turning on Cartoon Network, and watching some cartoon. Like, they would always have something playing. They would always have a movie that would play on the weekends. It seemed like every weekend there was a new Scooby-Doo movie coming out or something. So anyway, there was a movie this one weekend. I had seen pictures of it going up. I've seen like little 15-second teasers of it leading up that entire week. It was a movie called Monster House. I'm sure some of you remember this movie because, and a lot of you didn't think it was scary, but oh my gosh, when I was 8, I watched The Monster House, and I had never seen anything remotely scary up to that point. And the idea of a house where if you walked in, it would try to just swallow you up, that scared the life of me. Whenever I heard a creak, from that point on, for the next couple of weeks, whenever I heard a creak in the floorboards, I would just go shocked still on my bed, cover a Transformers blanket drawn up to cover my face, waiting for it to go away. And, and it was on again a couple months ago, and I decided, you know what, that movie terrified me as a kid. Time to face my fears, and it was not scary at all. Hooray! But the weird thing was, I vividly remembered a couple of scenes from the movie. There's this one scene where, the mean, teenager-type character is lured into the house by a kite he had as a kid, a hallucination of a kite he had. And when I started watching, I started vividly remembering, oh yeah, after that scene, this is going to happen next. Because it was just that ingrained in the subconscious, somewhere back here in the depths of my mind. So it was absolutely it was very weird watching something like that absolutely terrified me as an 8-year-old, watching it as a 15-year-old, and suddenly being wow, this is not scary at all. Okay, so now it is Bryson's turn. So what's something that scared you as a child? I'm honestly curious, considering you're the kind of person you are.
Alright, so
Confess your childhood fears to the entire internet, please.
So, I didn't honestly have very many childhood fears. I was never really afraid of the dark. I never really had a fear of monsters under my bed or in my closet. I just never had fears of that. But one thing that scared the absolute bejeebus out of me was the Boardwalk Bullet roller coaster. It is a big wooden roller coaster, and if you know anything about roller coasters, you know the wooden ones shake and creak like there is no tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
They are 3 inches away from falling apart and just launching you into the ground. And when I was 5 years old, my family went to the Kima Boardwalk and decided we're going to spend the whole day here. And to start it off, right next to the gate was the Boardwalk Bullet. So, being the fact that I was just barely tall enough, if not just the slightest bit under, my dad thought it would be a great idea to take me, and I was hyped. This was my first roller coaster ever, and I mean, we're spending the whole day here. I might ride this a couple times. So we waited in the long line. I was getting eternally more hyped, just exponentially more and more jittery. And they thought I wasn't tall enough. There was one guy that kept measuring me. It must have been like 15 or 16 times. He double checked just to make sure. I don't think you're tall enough. But this one guy, I'm not sure if he was a blessing or a curse, but he kept saying, let the kid ride. Let the kid ride. You measured him enough. He seems to
Great
be fine."
idea. Let the 5-year-old ride a roller coaster with bullets.
Who's telling this story?
Sorry.
And then, as I got in and strapped on, I realized something. This strap didn't fit.
Oh no!
The rod didn't fit. It only went down. I could literally stand up and get out if I wanted to. And I was willing to ignore this fact.
Always a recipe for success. Always a recipe for success.
I didn't interrupt you. So, as it went down on the track and it started shaking, I began to have the slightest suspicion that I was going to lose my arms. Because, holy moly, was it fast and was it scary. I was holding on for absolute dear life. And I swear, if I had not been holding on, I would have flown out of it and landed on the tracks. And so, there I was at the end of the ride, 5-year-old me, bawling my eyes out because my dad thought it was a good idea to take me on a roller coaster with the name Bullet in it. And now, 10 years later, I have revisited that roller coaster. And let me tell you, it's not scary, but it'll give you a dang good headache if you're wanting one.
The reason I have an intense fear of roller coasters, one, the absolute insane ones where you're dangling upside down. It's like and you're like.
Those are the best ones.
I know, but my fundamental understanding of gravity will prevent me from trying to ride those. Even though I know I'm strapped in with like. I just realized my hair was a mess after that. So like the thing is, the reason I hate roller coasters is from this one experience. I forget how old it was, but I couldn't have been older than 10 years old. The corner there in the parking lot of an abandoned HEB. There was. You guys know that is what it was. It's a Planet. It's actually a Planet Fitness now, but anyway, every once in a while, usually in the spring or in the winter, a carnival would roll in every so often with like Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl. I loved the tilt-a-whirl as a kid, by the way, which doesn't make sense considering I hate roller coasters, and the tilt-a-whirl will inevitably make you want to puke more. Anyway, so there was this one roller coaster, very basic. It didn't go taller than a 2-story house. It went like up, around, down, up, around, drop, and then come back around to where you start. So it wasn't scary in the slightest. At least to, someone like my sisters who are used to riding scary things all the time because they're adrenaline junkies. But, they're like, everyone else in my family is like my mom, my sisters, they're all thrill seekers. They're always out for that adrenaline rush. So, anyway, what happened was so I was in the front car by myself. I was probably 3rd or 4th grade, and I was terrified. Even though it was no bigger than a 2-story house, I was just absolutely terrified. And my mom reached around and, with her hand, she was in the car behind me on the same side. So she, reached around the cars and, held my shoulder. And then we started going. I was terrified. I had my eyes closed half the time and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And looking back, it wasn't that scary. In context, the coaster itself wasn't scary. but it was just so terrifying that my brain instantly recognized that I now hated roller coasters with a passion. And what I realized after we got off, my mom, since she was holding my shoulder, there was a point in the roller coaster where her head went forward and she hit her front teeth on like the hard plastic of the car and chipped one. So props to my mom for going the extra mile when it came to making sure I wasn't scared. Even though I was scared, I am terrified of roller coasters.
In the end, it was a futile attempt.
Yes, because I will not ride any roller coaster whatsoever.
Or any water slides, as I have figured out.
I ride water slides. Okay, that's a story for another video. That's a story for another video. That's a story. Okay, if this video gets a bunch of likes, I will tell the story of the water slide that just this guy made me ride.
This guy. You only rode the lazy river.
No, you know very well. I would like to point out that you couldn't ride the slide because you didn't weigh enough.
Hey, joke's on you, I weigh enough now.
I brushed off your hurtful comments. I brushed off your hurtful comments
Because at least I can go on a roller coaster.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, if this video gets enough likes, we can make another talk show-esque video like this where I just explain the story of the water slide that forever scarred me forever.
Forever scarred you forever. Good use.
I don't know how to speak English. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you later. Bye.